So I'm going to show you how to make a launcher so that you can consistently launch your jar lid or whatever other object you're using with the same amount of force. So when we're talking about launching, there are times when you're going to want to use the same amount of force with maybe different masses of the jar lid. That's what you'll use some clay for. But then there are going to be other times when you want to actually launch with different amounts of force, but you want to be able to measure that force. So those are looking at the variables in your experiment. There's two different launchers I'm going to show you how to make. One uses this kind of toilet paper tube. This, right, is the thing that your toilet paper goes on. And I'm going to show you a way you can use it where you'll write on it with a Sharpie, but then if your parents say that you can't use a Sharpie to write on it, I have some tape that I'm going to show you how to use. You can also buy these at Fred Meyer for about $2.50 if you want to go that route. However, if you don't have one of these at home or your parents say you can't use the ones that are in your bathroom, then I'm going to show you how to make a launcher with a flexible ruler. So I've got a metal flexible ruler here and a plastic flexible ruler. Either one works. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the toilet paper tube and I'm just going to make 3 marks on it in Sharpie. They're kind of equally apart. And then these marks, if your parents say, yeah, go ahead, that's great. These can also Sharpie you can get rid of with rubbing alcohol if you have rubbing alcohol around your house, or you can actually use, I have these little pieces of blue tape that you can use instead, and then those come off really, really easily. One thing I will say is that I've noticed in the course of a unit at school, when you're using Sharpie, it wears off as you use it, and so you're gonna need to reapply it occasionally. So then I just have 3 different marks. So if I want to use a little bit of force, I'm gonna push this into the first mark and then hold it near my jar lid and let it go. If I want to use more force, I might push it into the second mark or even the third mark. And that way I can quantify or measure how much force I'm using each time. The second way of making a launcher is by using, as I said, a flexible ruler and then a piece of paper. And on this piece of paper, I've already made 3 little marks. What I'm going to do is take the jar lid and I'm going to line it up sort of with the front of the paper. And then I'm going to take my ruler, and so I've got it lined up. I'm going to pull it back to the first mark and let it go. And then that's how I can measure the amount of force. Then if I want another, like to use more force, I'll pull it back to the second mark or the third mark. And so that's again how I can quantify or measure how much force I'm using on my jar lid. So those are your 2 options for making a launcher. Let me know if you need any help or have any questions.